light's a bit weird.
Good morning on
Good
a
morning.
Sunday?
Sunday morning. You have to turn away from that weird light. That's even worse for me to turn this way.
Okay.
To me, to you, to me, to
I don't
you.
know if it was still spinning.
Turn.
In my head, kind of.
Oh, you see in the lounge.
Oh,
Turn.
it looks like I've got a halo now.
Turn. There you go.
There we go. So yeah, welcome to the Sunday. As we don't normally vlog on a Sunday.
It feels a little bit weird vlogging on a weekend. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit, oh, what do I do?
But, so it's really Sunday's just shopping. I know it's dull, isn't it, on Sundays?
We don't do anything on a weekend. We work hard during the week.
Yeah.
So on a weekend, we don't like to do anything. So it might be a really boring vlog, and I'm really sorry if it is. But
the upside is you get to see us. So
hi.
Hi. But yeah, thank you very much for everyone who come to the shop last night. Much appreciated. And don't forget I know we do this when I come on. Advent closes Wednesday, just letting you know. But yeah, so a little bit of shopping this morning, and then as you can see,
If you knew and you don't know how the Advent works, there is a video just about the Advent telling you all about it and how it works.
Oh yeah, and everyone behind us is asleep. All the animals are asleep this morning, as you may see. There's Stewie. Oh yeah, and then the birds. Yeah, it's really hard to do your hand. And then you got the dog there just chilling. Oh, she's smiling for the camera. Well, there you go. So
Right.
yes, so mozzies, as I call it.
Yep. And then
coffee. And then we'll see you.
Don't know what we're having for tea tonight neither. Danny, you're not holding that camera straight.
Sorry, I was looking at Polly.
We need inspiration for tea.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we're going to find that when we're out.
Oh, curry, maybe.
No. Right, we'll be back. It is now 1 o'clock. I'm yet to do anything. I'm just going to pick up some cross stitch. You may notice that I am wearing a different top. That is because we nipped out to Morrison's. I bought myself a coffee and I did not realise I'd managed to tip it all down myself. I made a right mess of myself. So I've had to change my top, and goodness knows how long I was walking around outside with coffee all down myself. Don't know how I'd done that. But I think at the moment I'm going to do some crochet. I'm going to make some of my squares, although I really want to start my blanket club. But I'm going to start with my squares because I only have one more white and 2 blue to do. So I did a couple yesterday. So I'll start by doing my squares. And then I'll come back and let you know what I've done. I have the rest of the squares done for that quadrant. So I'm going to join what I need to join together and finish this quadrant here. And then I'm going to do... Have I done that wrong? 1, 2, 3... Oh no, then I'm going to do the next 2 of these big red ones, I think. So the way I'm putting the quadrants together is I'm looking at this schematic. I can't show you because it's on the pattern, but I need a blue and white with the blue going down, and then I need a white. Have I got a white missing then? Yeah, blue and white, and then a white. So that stitch marker needs to move down because that's going to get in my way. So I put them in order, right sides together, and then just single crochet, and I'll get the strip, and then I'll sew the strip onto where it needs to go. Right, that's my next strip done. So now we get this to this. So just make sure I've got that all no. I've got one missing. No, I've missed one. How frustrating. And I've woven the ending. Oh, how frustrating's that? Hang on, I'm really close. I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to go end hunting now. I knew I should have checked it properly. This is why you should always check properly. How am I going to get you out of there? That is my end there. Now, dear me. This is a little frustrating. I needed a blue and white. Hi, darling. I needed a blue and white. Right, let me see if I can sort this. I'll be back sorted it. Can't believe I did that. Right, here is the strip. So, I am going to put it where it needs to go on my blanket. You've just making sure you've got it right way up. And then once it's in position, flip it. So then I've got the line that I'm stitching together is how I'm going to do this. And then we shall see. So let me just begin. I need that on that side. By joining this. I quite like the fact that I'm not joining it all in one go, and I'm not doing all of the squares all in one go. I've got all my half and half squares out of the way, but I'm not doing all the squares then all the joining, because I think that would be rather annoying. This way I'm kind of getting a bit of a variety. I don't know whether I should have used... No, I need to use blue on that bit. So take that off. It is showing through. Let me use blue on that bit. Where's my yarn tail? Right, go again. Go again. And do this bit in blue, and I'll switch to white when I get to a white one, because it is showing through. Would have been nice just to go across all in one colour, but never mind. It doesn't matter. And I'm hoping I've got this right this time. See what I mean? This blanket, it is quite time consuming because there's a lot of different bits to do on it. All the joining and all the squares, sorry, then all the joining. It's quite time consuming. That's what colour is that next one? We'll have white next. These scissors are so sharp. You've got to be so careful. They're what I got in that cross stitch advent calendar in the fab. But oh my word, are they sharp. I can't leave them on the sofa. They really worry me, you know, with the animals around. Oops, a daisy. Join you. So I've got to make sure they're out of the way on the table. Is that a one? There we go. Because I'm so concerned one of the animals are going to stand on them because they are very, very sharp. But it's fine. So, Danny is making tea tonight. I'm so pleased that I don't have to do tea. I've got a really sore throat today. Josh started with it last weekend and he was quite bad with it. And then Finlay started with it midweek and I started with it last night. Really painful throat. Just my throat, nothing else. So I'm pleased that I don't have to worry about making tea tonight. I can just sit and relax and not have to worry about doing anything. I might go for a nice soak in the bath later. Right, here we go. We're on it, we're on it. So I need to change to red in a minute. All I'm doing is single crocheting on the back and going through each stitch so it's all even. And just making sure I've got every single stitch. The only thing with this blanket is the little squares are 5 rounds and the big squares are 9 rounds. So when you join in the smaller squares against the big squares, you've got to sort of jimmy it a little bit. Because you've only 9 rounds on the big squares, so there's on one point of the small squares you've got to join it in twice, which is a little bit annoying, but it works. You can't tell, so it's fine. Move you over there, you over there. I need this one. But yeah, see, I left the scissors on the sofa again. Where did I put? Oh, there it is. Oh dear me. Right. You can hear Finlay's cough. Right. What I'm going to have to do on these bits, you know where I've changed colour? When I'm joining those on across that join between squares, I'm going to have to make sure I go over that gap, otherwise I'm going to get holes, but I'll check when I open it out, but I should think I will. Here we go. So yeah, we're having a chilli for tea tonight. I'm just having it with some fresh bread. Danny likes it with rice. I don't like mincemeat and rice. I really don't think it goes. I don't like the texture. Danny loves it with rice, so he's having rice. I'm just having some fresh bread. I've told you before, Danny makes the best chilli. He really does.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I was listening. That's it. You in there. Snip you. Move you. And then we should be white for the rest of the way. I've lost my hook again. I use these hooks. These are the Addy. Although, actually, I was in Boys last week and I got like an entire packet. I think there were like 5 in them of these hooks. And they were £4.10 and they're fine. I've got so many crochet hooks. I've got to be careful with these ones because the dog also likes them. And if she gets hold of that hook, I've had it. So I've got to be so careful with them. But they are my favourite because of the shape. When I'm holding them, I don't get any wrist pain. But them other ones, I'm going to give them a good go. I think they'll be absolutely fine. £4.10, and you got a 3mm all the way up to a 5, which it was such good value. I couldn't say no. So I'm looking forward to giving them a go. But not on this project. There's too much crocheting to do on this project to be trying out a new hook. There really is. Right, I'm nearly there now, and then I can flip it round and show you. Watch me flip it round and I've done a square wrong. Watch it. Hope not. I did double check. I know there isn't. But yeah, right, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. Just get all the way across. I'm intrigued to see how big this blanket is actually going to be. Because regardless of what it says in the book, I didn't do a gauge swatch. You know, it's a blanket. I don't think we need to do a gauge swatch for this. So I'm not going by their measurements. I've no idea if I'm a tight crocheter or not. So I don't know what size it's going to come out. But we'll find out soon enough. Just on the last square now. And then I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll spend some time weaving in ends. I'll tell you something, with that one that I just messed up on, I had to pull it out. I had to cut the yarn. It had woven in so well, so at least I know it's not going to come undone. Luckily, I hadn't used the yarn tails to weave in the ends, like sometimes I do that. If I'd have done that, I'd have had to do a new square, because otherwise I'd have had no yarn tail to weave in. I'd use separate yarn, so that worked out well. Right. So, there we go. So there's just one more strip on that now. Looks all right, doesn't it? That's better, you can see now. I'm impressed with that. So I've just got to weave in those ends. You can see that I've done the single crochets on the back. And fun fact, when you do the single crochet and not the slip stitch, it's so much easier to weave in the end. Who knew that? But yeah, right, so I'm going to get these ends woven in, and then I might do another strip, I might not. I'll see how I feel. Weekends really go nowhere, do they? It is now 4 o'clock. And my hair's all caught. My hair's grown loads. I noticed the other day how much it's grown. It wasn't so long that Danny cut it really short. Hasn't it grown a lot? Anyway, it's 4 o'clock, so it's time to come on and end the vlog. I do have a book recommendation for you, though, before I end the vlog. Now, how do I find my books that I've read? It was The Crash by Frida McFadden. It was very, very good. I don't need to actually find the books that I've read because I remember it. Yeah, it was The Crash by Frida McFadden. It was really good. It was on Kindle Unlimited, I think. And it was absolutely fabulous. I read it really quickly. I'm currently reading The Husband. Let me just have a look. Who's it by? Oh goodness, I missed that. Darren O'Sullivan. I'm not sure. It's a bit it's a bit predictable at the moment. I knew what was going to happen before it happened. So I'm going to keep going a little bit longer with it. It's on Kindle Unlimited anyway, so I've just seen The First Girl there by Claire McGowan. I like Claire McGowan. Let's read this one. Sorry, I've just seen it advertised on my Kindle. I'm like, oh, what's that? Writer Karen Walker knows more than most about murderers. Her first love went on to become the Bagman, a notorious serial killer now locked away for life in a maximum security prison. Karen has spent her life running from the weight of having loved him, defended him, and ultimately leading the police to his door. But now, 10 years later, just as she's about to publish her account of his crimes, a young woman is abducted in horribly familiar circumstances. It can't be the Bagman, can it? He's safely behind bars thanks to her, but she knows she has to know for sure. Returning to the hometown she thought she'd left for good, Karen is drawn into a deadly game of cat and mouse with the man she's never escaped. If there's any chance of saving the kidnapped girl, she'll have to face up to what really happened back then, once and for all. I'm not sure. I think that might be a little bit for me. I don't know. I don't know on that one. But definitely Frida McFadden, The Crash. How do you... Oh, reading insights. That's how you get into your books. Oh, and yes, I read The House Swap by... I don't know. Who's that by? It doesn't tell me who's that. Well, it does, but I can't read it. Miranda. Goodness me, I'm really sorry, everybody. I can't read it. The House Swap, anyway, and it looks like that. That was actually very good. And so was that other one, The Last Guest House by Caroline Mitchell. That was really, really good. They're all thrillers. They are all thrillers. So if you want some book recommendations, those are there. So Donna's gonna make tea. I just need to sort some washing out, do a few jobs. My throat's really sore, so I'm just gonna relax tonight and just snuggle down, watch some rubbish on the TV. I'm gonna go for a bath at some point and probably take some medication before I go to bed because I'm feeling a little bit rubbish and I just need to just lay down a minute. So I'm going to do that while Danny makes tea. But I hope you've all had a lovely day. I've had a lovely afternoon. It was a really busy morning doing nothing of anything at all, just messing around, not really doing anything. But I've had a really nice afternoon. I've done some stitching. I've done some progress on my flag blanket. I'll show you my stitching. You won't be able to see much from yesterday, but there we go. I'm trying so hard to join this here. I kind of think if I join that, it'll seem much better, but oh my word, the confetti. Oh, the confetti, but I'm enjoying it still. Just taking a long time. So I'm going to go. Have a lovely evening, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow for day 3 of March vlogs, and I will see you all tomorrow.